Welcome back as we continue our core series coverage, Exile. Up next is Crusader. Now, my initial reaction when I first saw this set was, oh look, another Vanguard, but I think that idea cheapens this set. While yes, there is a bit of aesthetic overlap between the two of them, Crusader sets itself apart with a more functional look, whereas its predecessor had a more regal appearance. I'm also of the opinion that Crusader fares better from this design overlap than Vanguard does. I still think Vanguard was the better set overall, but the pricing of Crusader makes it much more attractive to anyone who passed initially on Vanguard. It also helps that they don't directly compete with each other in the store, either. The other benefit from existing together in the game is they work and combo wonderfully together. Speaking of combos, there's a lot of good ones. Most, however, operate within a certain spectrum and are quite safe. Some of my favorites include the Seraph Battle Wings and Pyre Knight Helm swap, this Oriathan medley that makes use of Vanguard and the Bloodguard shield, or this Empowered Knight who draws the power of the mines into his hands to wield as a weapon. Still, I think this set's pieces are greater than its whole. Specifically, the hood, which has a slant on one side that gives it a ton of attitude, and the back attachment, which is rugged and practical. These will probably work their way into my Mage Hunter, which is a favorite that I go back to constantly just for regular mapping. They can also find their use in combos like this nearly pure Vanguard setup, this almost perfect use of the Wasteland set, or the Wild set, as seen here. The default helm also finds use in things like Dragon Hunter, looking better than the base helm, and Zenith, matching the back attachment nicely. Now I want to take a moment to praise the weapon effect here. The gradient along the length of the blade, along with the dynamic trailing and subtle lighting, combine to give you an intense and powerful effect. It's reminiscent of Automaton, but far more practical, I think. Seriously, props to this weapon effects designer, it's beautiful. So to summarize, I feel that Crusader is a familiar set that benefits from the things that came before it. It has enough of its own charm, though, that it never feels too derivative from its counterparts, often enhancing them with the things that it brings to the table. Couple this with the fact that it's available at a much lower price point than Vanguard ever was, this is definitely a set that I can recommend. Thank you for watching. Up next in our coverage is Irie, and do you think that it fares as well as Crusader does when it comes to design overlap?